Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
We'll get this meeting started. Today is November 25th, 2024. This is your 10 a.m. regular edition of Lavaca County Commissioners Court. And we will start with a confirmation of roll call. Precinct 1.
Here.
Precinct 2.
Here.
Precinct 3.
Present.
Precinct 4.
Present.
And the judge is here, so let the record reflect that all 5 of us are here and accounted for today. And with that, we will start with our invocation. If you stand with me. Our most Heavenly Father and Creator, we are so thankful that we are here on this earth. You loved us before we were born, and we are so thankful to be on this earth. As we make preparations for our Thanksgiving weekend, traditional Thanksgiving with family, we just keep everyone in your prayers as we travel to and fro and gather with family and have time and fellowship on this earth with your blessings, Lord. Again, we have so many things to be thankful for, and I don't know how we would even begin to count them, but we're here, we're alive, and we're thankful that this court can gather and make decisions on behalf of your people, and we ask all these blessings in your name. Amen. Amen. And now our pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. All right. Thanksgiving weekend. Hooray. It's my favorite holiday on the planet. Before we get started, do we have any announcements? Anyone want to, anything you want to say? I got one. Power went off in St. Mary's last night, so did your power go off?
I slept through it.
You slept through it. Well, my CPAP machine likes power, and I know the exact time the power went out. I know when the power came back on. And it was like 10:57, didn't come back on to 4 something. So it was if I look like I've got red eyes, it's because I didn't sleep well. On behalf of the county, we're not counting days down to January 1st, but we are. We got 21 working days left between now and January 1st. So lots of changes going on, and I just ask for everyone's prayers and patience as we're making changes in the sheriff's office to the DA's office. We're moving around some offices on the second and third floor. The clerk's office will be affected as well. Lori, the district clerk's office will be affected. The county clerk's office was affected, but lots of changes coming our way between now and January 1. So we've got lots of work to do in that 21 days. Anything else? Going once, going twice. So if not, we'll move into item number 2, telecommunications update brought to you by our now 40-year-old EMS director, Michael Furr. Happy birthday, Michael Furr.
Thank you. I'll be making my first doctor's appointment after I'm done today.
Your first ever doctor's appointment. He's a little under the weather.
I am a little under the weather today, so I apologize. Telecommunications update. Everything is going really, really well. There's been a lot of work being done for the last, 2.5, 3 years, I think, in relation to this, and it's all coming to fruition. Over the last, I would say, month, not a whole lot more other than Chief Decker, Mike Wick, myself, and Motorola have been working quite a bit over the last month getting this up and going. We are live right now in a testing phase with our 800 megahertz. We have 2 towers out of our 3 that are up at this time. Our Hallettsville site, our Shiner site, Moulton sites should be up by hopefully before Thanksgiving. It's working so well that Chief Decker the other day went and did a little riding around west of here. I went east of here, and Mike went south of here, and I believe Chief Decker found himself in between Westoff and Smiley, still talking back here off of 1 tower. I found myself in Colorado County at the courthouse and at the outside the courthouse there talking back off of my handheld. These are all things being done off of our handhelds, not our mobiles in our cars. Our mobiles in our cars have a little bit more reach as well. And then Mike found himself in downtown Edna talking back as well. So remember, this is only off of one tower. We're fixing to have our 3, up and going. So this is really, really good. We obviously are going to do a lot of testing, a lot of optimization before we turn it over and say, okay, here we go. We're going to switch back. We're going to switch to the system completely. We do have some updates in dispatch that we have to do over the next week or so, as far as getting their consoles up and going, so they're on the same things we are. And it's moving along real well. I think everybody is pretty happy where we're at. Motorola's done a really good job in staying here with us. Their engineers have been on site pretty much every day for about 6 weeks now. And we've been able to learn a lot from them as well, having them here and being able to teach us a lot of the things that we're going to need to know moving forward. We only have to go back out and touch probably 30 or so radios when we have the software that comes back in for them. So we're doing real good. We're very happy with it. I think December 15th, plus or minus a week, should be our go live date. There's a lot of things, not a lot. There's a few more things ducks that got to get in a row before we say, okay, we're going to do it. One of them is calling one more big communications meeting with department heads, volunteer fire departments, police chief, sheriff's office, to get them on the same page to make that final switch. We'll do that about a week prior to us making the complete switch over to the 800.
And it's almost 2 years from the last live switch over.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this since 2020, right?
Yeah, it's been about.
It'd be nice to finish it up.
It would be very nice to finish it up. I think you're going to find a few people on the telecom committee taking a week or so off when we're done with this project.
On behalf of the court, thanks to you and Tim Decker, Michael Wick as well. I know he's on board now with us full time, but words can't say enough. You've gone above and beyond the Call of Duty as an EMS director to get this done for us.
Well, it's an important task, and it affects all of us. It affects all of our public safety partners in the county, and whether people know it or not, it affects them. The people who call 911, the people who have the emergencies, who need us to be able to communicate, and it's going to work out really, really well. Very happy with it.
And that's exciting work, that it's working probably better than we anticipated.
Well, and right now, we've talked about letters of agreements in between all the different counties that touch us and the different agencies, and like right now, I'm listening to Fayette County in my ear. They're on the LCRA. They're on the LCRA platform, but we've had those agreements and those letters signed, and so our radios are live on their system now as well. So that's a first for us, and probably forever, to be able to talk to all of our surrounding people like that. Easily, should I say, not just through the cell phone.
Appreciate your hard work.
Thank you.
All of it. Thank you.
Anything else on telecommunications?
I don't
Guys, you
think-
got any questions?
So that's pretty much do away with the cell phone call for everybody.
Yeah, and so that's the important thing, right? I mean, this is designed for us to use. We really don't need to be on cell phones, and especially if we're in a pursuit, or not me, I'm not getting in a pursuit unless something's pursuing me. But if law enforcement is in a pursuit, or we're responding to maybe mutual aid and we don't know where we're going, we just switch over and talk on the radio. We don't need to find a phone, dial a number, and go from there. So.
And from what I know about the situation, using a cell phone is dangerous. If an officer is routed by cell phone to a certain location, no other one in the county knows where he was located or where he went to. So anyway, this is a good system, and glad that you've been in charge of it. So proud of it. I'm proud of you and proud of the work you've done on it. So thank you.
Yep.
Anything else on telecommunications? Do I have a motion to accept the telecommunications update?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to approve the telecommunications update as provided by Chief EMS Director Michael Furr. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. The motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Furr. I think you're on number 3. Item number 3, discuss and approve contract between AT&T and Lavaca County for the purpose of a secure fiber connection for Lavaca County.
I believe y'all have the paperwork in front of you. I don't have it. Madam Auditor emailed me last week and told me about a bill. I believe it was $1,400 and some odd dollars. This is a reoccurring cost. This reoccurring cost is due to us being actually linked to the Harris County network. When I say link, we actually have to be secured in a fiber network. We basically bought a fiber strand in between here and Houston, Conroe and Tomball to be exact, which is where their core, or we'll call it their brain of the system, lives. They have two brains, they have two cores that live in and around Harris County, so therefore if one goes down, the other one's still up. If that one goes down, the other one's still up. So we have a secure connection in between here and both Tomball and Conroe, and this is the price of that. And I believe you asked about the speed of it, and Harris County actually sets the amount of speed that we would need for that secure connection, and that's where we fall in this realm right here,
Okay.
where we're at.
Do I hear a motion to approve the contract?
So moved.
Second.
I heard precinct 4 and
Hey.
precinct 2.
Yes.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 2, to approve the contract between AT&T and Lavaca County for the purpose of a secured fiber connection for Lavaca County. Any other questions or comments?
Can you please include in your motion to pay the AT&T bill today with the claims, because it didn't make it on the claims report?
Okay,
You don't have a bill, you have a contract in front of you. But the invoice is due, I think, December 1st.
okay, let's get that done.
That way we won't incur any late charges.
Okay,
We won't be able to pay until January.
all right, so do I have a motion to approve the contract between AT&T and Lavaca County for the purpose of a secure fiber connection for Lavaca County and pay the claim that is due by December 1st and pay that today?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
I have the same motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 2. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Get well soon. First ever, he says, first ever. Item number 4, discuss and approve transferring all surplus computers and IT-related equipment to the IT department. This is brought to you by me. Basically, we have an IT department now that's been going now for over a year. What Jason is requesting is when you want to get rid of equipment, computers, be it computers, printers, anything IT-related, you surplus it like you normally surplus it in court, you're transferring it to the IT department. Then he will determine whether he wants to keep that equipment, repurpose it for something else, another department, or that he would surplus it further. So that's all we're asking, is just basically saying, when you want to get rid of something, you're going to transfer it to the IT department. That's Jason's requesting that. Any other questions or comments?
That sounds good. At least he knows what he's looking at, instead of us just trying to sell a little bit here and there.
That's it, and it keeps us from, what happens is, okay, this printer died, and I removed it because I'm in a hurry, I got another printer, and I just set it aside, and it stays there till,
Collects dust.
yeah. So we want to try to stop that from happening. Also, I'm asking him to always have some computers refurbished and ready to go. So if you have a computer that crashed, he's got one that's on a shelf. It could be 2 or 3 years old, but it's been refurbished and ready to put back into service. So, any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3, to approve transferring all surplus computers and IT-related equipment to the IT department when necessary. Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 5, advertise for bids for the purchase of the following items for Lavaca County roads. That is level up patch material, premix D, hot mix cold lay type D. The purchase of HMAC regular D hot mix asphalt. The purchase of cover stone material, pre-coated grade 3 and grade 4, uncoated grade 3 and grade 4. The purchase of soil stabilizer, quick lime, pebble bulk, powder lime. Purchase of AC5, AC10, MC30, and CRS2. The purchase of limestone 3/4 inches to dust, 1 inch and down, and 1.5 inch road base. For the selection of vegetation management service. For the purchase and delivery of various pit run gravel and screen gravel, 1.5 inch and down. For the purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel for all commissioner precincts, the Sheriff's Department, Senior Citizens Center, that's both in Houseville and Yoakum, and Lavaca County EMS in Houseville, Shiner, and Moulton, and also for emergency management and maintenance, and labor and equipment for road construction services. Do I have a motion to go out for bids on those items?
Yes.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2, to go out for bids on the items that I previously just read. Any other questions or comments? We gotta have, do I have the notes in there? You got that one? When is it? Take it away.
We'll set out for the following bids, November 25th, 2024 through December 6th, 2024. All sealed bids will be plainly marked, will be received by Shana R. Opiella, the Lavaca County Auditor, 109 North LaGrange Street, Hallettsville, Texas, 77964, until 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, December 5th, 2024, for the opening of the bids.
Okay. So the motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 2, to advertise for bids for the purchase of the following items for the Lavaca County roads. The bids will go out starting November 25th, will run through December 6th. All bids must be turned back in the office by 10:30 December 5th to Shana Opiella's office. Is that correct? Did I miss anything?
Where did I miss?
That is a typo. Yep. Commissioner Fairclough, there's a typo on there that says February 25th instead of November 25th. But it'll run in all 4 papers November 25th. Starting November 25th.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those in favor, same sign. That motion passes. We'll look forward to the bids. All right, item number 6, acknowledge the completion of the canvass for the November 5th, 2024 election, and I believe Ms. Tina and Brandy are here today. Thank you all for what you do. You may approach. If you would state your name for the court.
Good morning, my name is Tina Hudson. I am the Lavaca County Elections Administrator. So we did have a very successful election here in Lavaca County. First off, I would like to start by saying a thank you to all of our election workers that we had helping out. It would not be possible without them. And then we would also like to thank our party chairs for all their involvement and their encouragement during this time. They were a very big help for us. So we did have a phenomenal election. We had a total of 10,533 votes. That broken down, we have 565 that were absentee. We had 7,246 that were early voting, and 2,722 on election day. And so with that, just to give a little bit of statistics, at first, I did not think that we had moved past, so 2020, we did have a very big election. That was our last presidential. After canvass, I can say we actually did surpass 2020 votes.
Okay.
So in 2020, we had 10,162, and this current election, we had 10,533. So we had above 371 more voters this year.
And what percentage is that of registered
So-
voters?
So out of all the registered voters that voted, we did end up with a 72.19%
Wow.
turnout.
72.19.
72.19, yes.
But as good as that sounds, we can do better next time. We're gonna,
Absolutely, always up. And then another thing that I would like to report on is, so I typically tell y'all the ages that come out. Those typically have stayed in the same. But in 2020, we had 0 18-year-olds come in and vote.
Zero which one?
0 for 2020.
For which one?
For in 2020
18,
presidential, yes. This election, for 2024 presidential election, we had 128 18-year-olds alone.
that's,
From 19 to 29, we had 1,055. 30 to 39, we had 1,181. 40 to 49, 1,499. From 50 to 59 is 1,617, and then 60 to 64 was 1,077. And then, as always, our largest ranges are 65 and older, and we had 3,967 vote there. But otherwise, that's all I have. Do y'all have any questions?
In the Victoria area, how did our turnout compare to other counties? Do we?
I don't have compared to other counties, no, sir.
We like to have bragging rights from this court to other courts.
And everybody, I do know that during early voting, we did keep in contact with other counties, and everybody was kind of running that same, everybody. So like when we hit 30%, others were at 29, 30 as well. So yeah, we were definitely, all the counties were up there.
And is that true? Y'all did have somebody from Austin looking over some of our voting precincts?
Yes, we did have a
And
state
they have any
inspector.
comments on anything?
We have not gotten any reports as of yet.
Okay.
But they did visit, I think, about 4 different polling locations, yes.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Thanks to you and Brandy both. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
What was it? She had 118, 120, what was the number for the 18-year-olds?
The 18-year-olds was 100 and, let me make sure, 128.
128, okay.
Yeah, we had 128 this year. Yes.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
Thank y'all.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. It's nice to know that y'all two are in charge and everything is running smooth over there, and you're getting, you've conducted some very nice elections last year.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Tina.
thank you.
All right,
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Brandy.
All right, to have a motion to acknowledge the completion of the canvass for the
So-
November 5th.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4, to acknowledge the completion of the canvass for the November 5th, 2024 election. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 7, discuss and or approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for the Cook family estate. That's found on page 13 through 18 on your packet. That's brought to you by precinct 1.
Item number 7, we need to table that item. We didn't get a clear definition or a clear right-of-way for a road, so we
Okay.
need to table that one.
We're still waiting. I have a
Still
note.
waiting.
I have here a note from our office that says their attorneys, Allen has not given their easement agreement. We have not seen that paperwork.
Have not.
All right, so motion to table by precinct 1. Do you have a second? Second?
I would like to make one comment.
Okay.
There needs to be a private lane instead of being called an easement. I think
Private,
for
yes.
later on purposes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get it. And I think that's something that we would need to go back and adjust our subdivision regulations. What we're discussing up here is, our subdivision regulation says if it's not a private road, if it's not a county road, it's gotta be a private road, and if it's not one of those two issues, then it needs to be a licensed HOA project by the state of Texas.
Right.
Well, that's a bit much. So we have had some projects that we've given some exemptions to, if they have some road agreements in place that are family agreements that says, here's how wide the road's gonna be, here's, you can't do this to the road, you can't do that to the road, everything but who's gonna pay for the road, then we've allowed that on family ground.
Right.
It's still sort of an easement, but it's a very much a, very structured document, and I think Allen has done some of that work and did some pretty extensive work in that line, making them, put some agreements in place. But anyway, we have nothing, so right now I've got a, motion by precinct 1, second by precinct 2 to table this to another date. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor of tabling this item number 7, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion, item number 7 has been tabled. Item number 8, discussion and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for John Holland. That's called Light Street Residential. That's found on page 19 through 22. Also out of precinct 1.
Yes, this is a 14-acre tract on County Road 157A, and it's being divided down the middle. Both parcels are bordering 157A, so we can grant them a certificate of exemption.
Okay. Where does the Light Street Residential part come in?
Somewhere off of 157A back.
Okay.
down
But they're not creating another street, so everything's got access to 157,
157.
157A. Okay, all right. Okay, was that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, motion made by precinct 1,
Second?
second by precinct 2, to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for John Holland, otherwise known as Light Street Residential, in precinct 1. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 9, discuss and approve Texas Settlement Subdivision Participation and Release Form pursuant to the Kroger's Texas Settlement Agreement. That's out of the judge's office. This is basically part of the opioid settlement. All they're asking us is for us to approve it in court, and so that we'll be eligible for funds from the opioid settlement. And it's Kroger and some other companies. Kroger just got listed as the top. So do I hear a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to approve the Texas Settlement Subdivision Participation and Release Form pursuant to Kroger Texas Settlement Agreement. And that's, again, it's found on page 23 through 25. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. And motion passes. Number 10, discuss and approve adding a stop sign on County Road 392 behind the Yoakum Community Hospital. That's brought to you from precinct 3.
Basically, we've been getting a lot of complaints of the people that live on County Road 392, that the cars coming out of the side parking area for the hospital aren't yielding to right-of-way traffic, so we're gonna go ahead and, put up a stop sign and try to curb that from happening.
Okay. Yeah.
So I make
Is
a
that a motion?
move, I'll make a motion to approve adding a stop sign on County Road 392 behind Yoakum Community Hospital.
Okay. Second by precinct 4. Is that correct?
Yes.
Heard an echo off the wall. All right, motion was made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4, to approve adding a stop sign on County Road 392 behind the Yoakum Community Hospital. Any other objections or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 11, discuss and approve contract for secure short-term detention of juvenile offenders between Lavaca County Juvenile Probation Department and San Patricio County Juvenile Justice Center. That's found on page 26 through 37. Again, pretty standard. Do I hear a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1, to approve the contract for secure short-term detention of juvenile offenders between Lavaca County Juvenile Probation Department and San Patricio County Juvenile Justice Center. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 12, discuss and approve resolution authorizing signatories for contractual and financial documents related to the hazard mitigation plan. That's out of the judge's office. Basically, I've got signature authority. They're asking to include Greg on this as well. Greg is our EMC, so it's just a simple. You explain that, sir? Yeah, come forward. It's found on page 38 and 39. You would state your name for the court, Mr. EMC?
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm Greg Morelli. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for the county. We are in the final stages of finalizing our hazard mitigation plan. As you know, that was done during the previous administration. It was done through a grant through the General Land Office. So basically, there are 3 entities involved. The General Land Office provided the grant to pay for the plan, which the county hired H2O Partners to actually write the plan, which has been done. It's been submitted to TDM for final approval, and so we're just waiting to hear back. It's probably going to get kicked back, which is what normally happens with them, so that we can make a few changes to it. Then it'll go back to TDM, and then once it's finalized, it'll be there. The reason we have to have this plan in place is for anybody who's going out for grants. I know, I think EMS is waiting on a couple. There are a couple other entities in the county that are waiting for this to happen. The bind that I'm running into right now is, again, this all happened during the previous administration, but the final pieces as we get to the end is we have to provide all the documentation that occurred during the planning process back 2, 3, 4 years ago, and some of that documentation simply does not exist. Tammy's tried to help me out. I've had Shayna try to help me out as well. This is one of those documents. We had not updated this document since Tammy took the position of treasurer, and so we're having to do that. I'm having to go back and do that, and so I'm working hard on that, but just so that you guys all know where we are and what's going on through that process, that's going to end up being the final piece for us in terms of getting our grant completely funded to pay for the actual plan. So, but that's what this document is, and I'll probably be coming to you with more, so just so that you're aware of that, okay?
Thank you for that.
Any
update.
questions? All right, thank you.
Greg?
I just got back from a conference, and Nim Kidd was our keynote speaker for lunch. And if you don't know Nim Kidd, Nim is our state Texas Department of Emergency Management Director, and just a wonderful resource and wonderful man that he is. And one of the things he was pointing out to us, if we don't have this in place and updated, we're not eligible for any TDM or FEMA funding. That goes with everyone that's attached to this plan. So this document is, it can be deemed as bureaucratic in nature, but it is a valid document. It has to be in place. We need to maintain it, upgrade it, and so we're eligible for those funding sources. I know, Greg, you're doing a wonderful job of looking at things in advance of storms. Debris removal has been a big point of contention in Lavaca County for the last 5 or 6 years, but we need to have things in place before the storms hit that we know who we're calling and getting things put in place. Having this hazard mitigation plan updated is highly important, so appreciate the work that you're doing. All right, with that, do I hear a motion to approve the resolution?
Yes.
Second.
I heard 1 and 3. Motion made by precinct 1, second by precinct 3 to approve the resolution authorizing signatories for contractual and financial documents related to the hazard mitigation plan. Any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, item number 13 and 14 are going to go hand in hand. I've got a closed session, and I've got an agenda item to discuss after the closed session. I'm going to ask that we table these 13 and 14 to after consent. I don't know the length of time it's going to take this to go through number 13. It may take us 5 minutes, it may take us an hour. I have no idea.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to table 13 and 14?
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to table items 13 and 14 till after consent. All those in favor of tabling those after consent, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion is passed. Those items are tabled after consent. Next, we are at consent agenda time. Do I have a motion to move into consent?
So moved.
Second.
I heard 2 and 1.
No.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 1 to move into consent agenda. All those in favor of moving into consent, say aye.
Aye.
We are now in consent. Our microphones will go off until we are out of consent. All right, we are back out of consent. So, next item is to go back into our items number 13 and 14, which is a closed session. Item number 13, closed session. The following items may be discussed in closed meeting. A, seek the advice of the attorney for the governmental body on matters that are protected by the attorney-client privilege. And B, discussion of personnel matters. Do I have a motion to move into consent?
So moved.
Move into closed session?
So moved.
3 and 4?
Yep.
Okay.
7.
All right, motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4. All those in favor of moving into closed session, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're now in closed session. We're going to go back to my office at this point. What the time is 10:39, so we'll leave the courtroom intact. You can sit here in the courtroom. We're going to go back to my office. We may call a few people into the meeting, but I'm going to see how it goes first with the 5 of us. So the time, what I say, the time is 10:39. All right, so we're Okay. Do I have a motion to close the executive session?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to close the executive session. All in favor of closing, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We are closed at officially 11:04. So we went into executive at 10:39, we were out at 11:04.
You're on.
Okay. All right, next item that we have left that we had tabled earlier is item number 14, discuss and/or approve temporary employee transfers from one department or supervisor to another department or supervisor when and where applicable as deemed necessary by the joint consent of Human Resource Department, county judge, and the temporary supervisor. Do we hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to approve the temporary employee transfers from one department or supervisor to another department or supervisor when and where applicable as deemed necessary by the joint consent of Human Resource Department, county judge, and temporary supervisor. Any other comments or questions regarding that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. That concludes our agenda items for the day. Do we have any other items of the court that need to be brought up? Hearing none, our next court dates will be December 9th, 2024, and our last one of the calendar year will be 12/23/24. So we got 2 more meetings scheduled for between now and before Christmas. Any other business of the court? If not, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to adjourn. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned till December 9th. Thank you very much for your time and patience today. We appreciate it.